The war over knowledge, when God's gift becomes Satan's weapon. I am Joseph Habimana Ngoma. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in the most advanced generation in human history. A generation of artificial intelligence, digital systems, big data, social media, scientific breakthroughs, unlimited information. Never before has humanity known so much. Yet despite all this knowledge, why is the world still full of confusion, division, anxiety, identity crises, corruption, depression, moral collapse, spiritual emptiness? Why do people have access to more information than ever before, yet still struggle to understand themselves, their purpose, and the direction of life? This is the question at the center of this powerful book. Has humanity gained knowledge, but lost its direction? In The War Over Knowledge, when God's gift becomes Satan's weapon, I exposes a reality many people never stop to consider. Knowledge itself is not the problem. The real problem begins when knowledge becomes disconnected from its source. From the beginning of creation, knowledge, wisdom, intelligence, creativity, and understanding were never meant to exist apart from God. Humanity was designed to live in alignment with divine truth, divine order, and divine wisdom. But over time, something changed. Knowledge became separated from wisdom. Information became greater than truth. Technology advanced faster than human character. Systems became powerful while humanity became spiritually weak. And now we live in a world overflowing with information, but starving for clarity. This book takes readers on a deep and eye-opening journey through the true origin of knowledge and intelligence, the relationship between science and faith, the rise of pride, self-sufficiency, and human-centered thinking, the influence of technology on identity and perception, the hidden limitations of artificial intelligence, the spiritual consequences of misused knowledge, the difference between information, truth, and wisdom, the battle between comfort and reality, the crisis of modern thinking, and the urgent need to reconnect with the true source of understanding. This is not an attack against science. This is not a rejection of technology. This is not a call to ignorance. Instead, this book reveals that science and faith were never meant to be enemies. They were meant to work together under truth, wisdom, humility, and divine direction. Because knowledge without wisdom becomes dangerous. Technology without morality becomes destructive. Intelligence without truth becomes confusion. And progress without God eventually loses direction. This book challenges readers to think deeply in a world where many people only react emotionally. It confronts modern assumptions. It exposes blind influence. It reveals how systems, media, opinions, and constant noise shape human thinking without many people realizing it. And perhaps most importantly, it calls people back to clarity, back to truth, back to wisdom, back to the source. Inside this book, readers will discover how to think independently in a world of pressure. Stand firm in truth even when alone. Develop discipline instead of emotional reaction. Resist deception and blind influence. Use knowledge correctly without being controlled by it. Rebuild the mind through truth and understanding. Restore clarity in a confused world. And align life with purpose instead of confusion. This message is for students searching for meaning, professionals overwhelmed by pressure, leaders seeking wisdom, thinkers questioning the direction of society, believers desiring deeper understanding, and anyone who feels that something in this world is deeply broken. Because this book does not merely ask, "What do you know?" It asks, "Where is your knowledge leading you?" Today, the world is moving fast. But speed without direction leads to destruction. Noise without truth leads to confusion. And information without wisdom leads to blindness. That is why this book is more than information. It is a wake-up call, a challenge, a revelation, a confrontation with reality, and an invitation to transformation. In a world where lies move quickly and truth often moves quietly, this book invites you to pause, to think, to question, to seek, to understand, and to rediscover the truth that knowledge was never meant to replace God. It was always meant to reveal Him. The War Over Knowledge, When God's Gift Becomes Satan's Weapon. By Joseph Habimana Ngoma. This book will challenge the way you think, transform the way you see the world, and awaken the way you live. The question is no longer, how much do we know? The real question is, what happens when knowledge loses its source? Thank you. You can find all these books on Amazon, Draft 2 Digital, D2D, Google Play Books, bookshop.org. Available globally, on all major platforms. If this message blesses you, share it. Recommend it to your family, your friends, your church, your community.